We start with breaking news, and a Buckingham Palace source has claimed that the royal family believe allegations against Prince Andrew should be examined in the proper and fullest ways. It was announced on Friday that he was relinquishing the use of his titles and honours. The former Duke of York has always denied any wrongdoing over his links with disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. Well, let's bring in our royal correspondent, Rhiannon Mills. Rhiannon, just talk us through what the palace are saying. It sounds very much like they are hanging him out to dry.
So this comes after what was a very dramatic statement that we had on Friday evening that in some ways came out of the blue, but I think shows that in the end, the family have had enough of these stories around Prince Andrew, Jeffrey Epstein, allegations from Virginia Giuffre. Now, I've been speaking to palace sources today who say that, look, they don't want it to look like the royal family is looking inward. They realise that these are very serious allegations that have been made against Prince Andrew. And as a result, the royal family believe they should be examined in the proper and fullest ways. They said that what lies at the heart of this are the broader allegations and the issues that have been highlighted. Now, in some ways, these stories have been dripped out over many years now. I first remember reporting on this back in 2015 in terms of allegations made by Virginia Giuffre. But the palace have said that these are being looked at as very serious and grave concerns. Now, in terms of what we saw on Friday, I'm also told that the fact that Prince Andrew released what was seen to be a personal statement appeared to be the swiftest way of what they saw as a necessary outcome. And the reason for that, I think, is because, yes, they were probably anticipating more stories in the Sunday papers this weekend, which is what happened, but also that book written by Virginia Giuffre before her death earlier this year, that was due to be released this week. Copies of it actually have appeared in some of the bookshops today. It was due to be released tomorrow. So again, those really difficult headlines, I think, for the royal family just keep on coming. It really hasn't shut down the allegations and the stories swirling around it in the way that they would have hoped.
And of course, it is our headline story this hour. It is distracting from what the royal family would rather be talking about today, which is the King making a poignant visit to the synagogue at the centre of the attack 3 weeks ago.
And that, again, is what palace sources have said to me, is there have been other quotes circulating saying that the royal family were expecting more painful days ahead. This is not about self-pity, they say, within the royal family. This is about it being a really unwelcome distraction when it comes to certain members of the royal family, so Queen Camilla, the Duchess of Edinburgh as well, focusing on supporting survivors of sexual violence. That's not easy when you've got Prince Andrew facing these accusations, albeit ones that he denies. And then, of course, today, with the King up in Manchester, a really poignant visit for him, talking to the survivors of that attack at the synagogue. And also later on this week as well, on Friday, it was announced that the King is going to be the first monarch to pray publicly with the Pope this week for 500 years. This is a huge moment for a man who's been heavily focused on his interfaith work, and yet the distractions continue. I think what's also interesting is that while Prince Andrew isn't publicly going to use his titles, he hasn't entirely been stripped of them, which is why you have got some MPs saying, look, more needs to be done to enact kind of the parliamentary business that needs to take place to take his peerages away from him, but also the King could take away some of his ceremonial honours as well. So I think this isn't entirely going away. Yes, the royal family have acted in what I would say is a very dramatic way that I wasn't entirely anticipating, but some would say it's still not enough.